Alrighty everyone, so over the past few months we've been giving you some updates over the walls of the Top Thrill Dragster updates. We've been trying to keep you up to date with what's been going on, throwing out some of the rumors that are out there on Twitter, the Reddit pages, all that. We've tried to show you as much as we can while they're taking away the track, talk about the launches here. And over the past few days we've heard some very interesting rumors swirling around. Specifically from ElToroRyan's channel, we heard that Zamperla may be in on this. So let me know what you guys think about that, because we've been all curious about the launch systems. I think that's really what was mostly talked about. LSMs are going to be there. A few people said air launches and brought up the fact that SNS had made a comment on Hershey Park Enthusiast. Or not Hershey Park Enthusiast, he was the one who put it in the video, but there was a comment on Instagram from them about it, but I feel like that couldn't have been true anyways, because that would have broke a non-disclosure agreement, I feel like, to start. And, I mean, look at this. We've all been curious about this launch the whole time. The hydraulic launch was obviously set to go. We were expecting LSMs. Ryan actually had mentioned before that Intamin would not be responsible for this, and that Cedar Point was accepting responsibility for the ride from here on out, meaning Intamin had no part of it. But then we saw all these off-site shipments going to the port of Genoa. A couple of people tracked it to Intamin, but as we could tell, we've had some updates over the past few days, and I put it out there on Twitter. I was like talking to people about it. I was like, if this El Toro thing is correct about Zamperla and the Top Thrill Dragster, I'd be stunned, because I mean, who was asking for it, first off? But they also showed some interesting things here too, that this could be going to Zamperla. So stay tuned for a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and show that here in a second. And these are the shipping containers, and up here at the top it says Zamperla, you know, up here where the shipping name or shipper name, and the date is lining up pretty similar to when Dragster was leaving. So this is some pretty interesting stuff. I hadn't seen this until I saw some posts earlier. And here at the bottom is where the confirmation is, where it's the same exact thing as the Dragster. As you can see here, these are all the locations for the shipping port and the container for where we tracked the Dragster and where they had tracked Dragster on all those Reddit pages and on Twitter here. But we found that real interesting because it's all lining up, and as you can see here, it's the same carrier name. The vessel name is the Chicago Express with the voyage number 105W, but it's for machinery for amusement rides. And that's what's really curious here, because are we as enthusiasts just blowing this out of proportion, or is this actually for Top Thrill Dragster? Because this could very well just be parts for the Kings Island Adventure Port thing and Carowinds' new expansion. So let us know down in the comments if you guys think this is just one of those enthusiasts blowing this up thing. But we're going to go over why we think it could and couldn't be Zamperla here in one moment. So, an interesting development today over there in Canada, Vancouver at PNE's Playland. There was an announcement that Zamperla was introducing the new fastest launched ride in Canada. It's going to be 45 miles an hour and 59 feet tall. But some people pointed out some interesting aspects here, specifically ElToroRyan, that this is actually Senza Fiesta over there at Miragica. This is an old Intamin accelerator that was closed in 2018. And apparently Zamperla bought this to refurbish it with LSMs, and this is now going to be the fastest launch coaster over there in Canada, and it has people talking. Could this be for Top Thrill Dragster coming up here? Could they be refurbishing Dragster pieces? Because Zamperla is actually closer to the port of Genoa than Intamin was, and again, referencing ElToroRyan's video, he had it down to like 3 hours and 50-something minutes, I believe. And that could very well be it. And the reasons why it does make sense is that they obviously have purchased an Intamin accelerator coaster, and they may have figured out how to refurbish these completely. Now, of course, that's interesting to me because Zamperla isn't known for their roller coasters specifically, and I know a couple of our friends over there at Beach Cliff Studios have talked about how they are not the best rides, specifically at Luna Park there. They didn't enjoy them too much. And we're not too sure if that makes sense for the park either, because wouldn't this just be another prototype like when they did Dragster? I don't know if Cedar Fair is willing to go out of their way to build another prototype ride and it be a massive letdown again. I don't think that this would be what they went with Dragster, but again, this could make sense because they may be packaging these deals in to pitch their idea for Dragster to refurb it. That's why they're getting all these little rides, flat rides at like Kings Island for the Adventure Port and over there in the aviation area for Carowinds, which they're great rides. They're going to be fun additions, but these roller coasters, the Wild Mouse at Cedar Point's pretty cool too, again, but they're small scale. So it's just mind-boggling to me to think that they could be the ones refurbing the top Thrill Dragster. So you guys let me know down in the comments, do you think it's more feasible that they are or that they aren't doing this? Because, I mean, the reasons aren't very convincing on either side. So, I mean, let us know down in the comments what you guys think. We're going to go over some of the comments some people left on that Twitter post too, because a lot of people are confused by this, and we're going to let you guys know what the coaster community is thinking as well. Alrighty, so first up here we have at Bad Slogan again. He said, they said reimagined and that you knew. Less downtime or more downtime fits that bill. And, you know, I thought that was a pretty funny one. Someone else said, Justin1194, surprised they wouldn't go with Gerstlauer or Vekoma. As far as I know with Vekoma, they don't have American manufacturing as far as I know. So that one kind of makes sense there. Now, my buddy Coaster Team said, at this point, it's anything but Intamin. Cedar Fair will somehow throw us a curveball, and it'll be like some super vague, unknown company that nobody has ever heard of. And again, my buddy Surveillance said Mauer. And I think my response underneath that was, why don't we have a Togo resurgence or something along those lines? But, yeah, at this point, guys, a lot of people think it's Intimate, and then there's other people totally convinced that it's not. So why don't you guys let us know down in the comments what you think? Now, Zappy Shadow said it'd be mighty bold of them to take on that powerful of a launch, and again, that's something I totally agree with, because Zamperla has not shown that they've had the capabilities to do that. And then Zach Storm said, not even the launch, the giant structure as well, to take the liability for that. They're crazy if it's true. Again, guys, I agree with that. It seems inconceivable for Zamperla, somebody who's never built something on this size and scale, to just take on this project. And Justin1194 again, a multi-package deal. Yeah, that would be the one thing that does make sense to me. The multi-package deal for the Kings Island Adventure Port and Carowinds expansion. They got a big deal on that, and the Wild Mouse at Cedar Point, and they decided to let them try their hand at it. Brothers of the Back Row said, wow, I step away from Twitter for 1 hour and I've missed a lot. And let me tell you guys, I took a nap during that and I woke up to like 40 notifications. It was pretty fun. And to close this off with a little bit of fun, yeah, they're replacing it with a churro stand. At Peachers14, yeah, ElToroRyan drops most of his content on YouTube, so stay tuned there. I appreciate you guys paying attention to this video, watching all the way through it. Let me know what you guys think about Zamperla possibly being responsible for the reimagined Top Thrill Dragster. Let me know your final predictions, because we're still working on some videos for that as well. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe if you liked what you saw. Have a great night, guys.